You're checking if everything is working fine, if I'm being streamed correctly. Hi Vinay Joshi, how are you? Good afternoon. Right. The streaming is happening properly. Let's start the session. So, welcome everyone. My name is Bhavuk Pujara, and this is a short session on what you can do in these last 2 weeks to MAH-CET 2020 exam that is due in mid of March. Right, what you should do. It's not always about academics. It's also about how you maintain your peace and calm of the mind and be ready for the exam. Right. So we're going to discuss something academically, something psychologically that you can do in a way that you are absolutely ready for this exam by the time it appears. It's a YouTube session taken by me, Bhavuk Pujara, for Unacademy. A little bit about me. It's important to understand who your educator is, where he or she is coming from. So I scored a 98.3 percentile in my CAT 2015 exam. I graduated from MDI Gurgaon 2018. I'm a verified educator on this platform, Unacademy, with 750 plus short videos, and I also am an Unacademy Plus educator, coming live almost on daily basis, teaching students like yourselves with a better touch point, with a more personalized manner. I'm an aptitude trainer for past 4+ years now. I have my name published in TMH books for CAT by Mr. Arun Sharma. Under the acknowledgement section, you would see my name. I worked with the team and Arun sir and Meenakshi ma'am very closely. To know more about me, you can visit this link, unacademy.com/user/Bhavuk Pujara. A little bit about Unacademy Plus. If you buy the subscription, you must have heard of Unacademy Plus. This is a way for you to connect with us live in the sessions, more personalized, with a better touch point. You get access to all live and structured courses by top educators for CAT and related exams. And you get access to lessons by all the top educators. Then you have weekly quizzes, mocks, doubt clearing sessions, and sectional tests, etc. This is what the commercials look like. They've increased now drastically. Right, for 1 month it's around 4,500 rupees. For 3 months it's around, I'm not sure about the commercials, but for 12 months it's around 17,500 rupees now. But if you use this coupon code Bhavuk Pujara, you get an instant 10% discount. Okay, so read about Unacademy Plus, see what all courses we are launching there. I have one ongoing course there, which is practice course, a complete course on MHCD 2020, where we are discussing VARC, abstract reasoning, logical reasoning, QA and DI for this exam. Right, this is an active course that I'm running right now on the platform Unacademy Plus. So read about it, see if you're interested to buy the subscription and connect with us in a more personalized way. So MHCD, first of all, understand that it's a traditional pattern. That pattern doesn't change very often. They have one consistent pattern throughout. Right, it's more about speed and accuracy. Right now, 2 weeks to MHCD, should you be worrying about concepts? I would say no. Whatever you know, practice the application part, revise those concepts, and take some tests. Right? You should instead focus on being in the right mental state right now, because this exam is very different from other exams. Waking up, speed is the key. 200 questions, 150 minutes is not a joke. Focus on section cutoffs. They're not as such, but you need to understand that once you clear this exam and you call for the interview, they'll definitely ask you, "Hey, is section में आप कितने कम क्यों हैं?" For example, you are bad with VARC, you attempted out of 50 questions, only 10 questions, but in other sections you have scored like 90% of the total of other sections. You have been very good with that, right? But when you get in the interview, these sectional marks will also be considered. Right, so ask around, students fail more in sectional than in overall, and you have to have one strategy here कि भाई चारों sections को कैसे उठाऊं. That is something we're going to discuss, the time distribution. Level of difficulty, I would say already one kind of question. थोड़े lengthy होते हैं MHCD के questions. Otherwise, level of difficulty is not that high as compared to CAT. Then time management is the key. Divide your time wisely. Right, 150 minutes. You have to act like a robot literally. ठीक है, इस पेपर में अगर आप ज़रा सोचने बैठ गए कि कितने अटैम्प्ट हो गए हैं और कितने और करने हैं, कैसे अटैम्प्ट हुए हैं, कैसी एक्यूरेसी है विद इन द पेपर. व्हेन द पेपर इज गोइंग ऑन, आई वुड से यू विल स्क्रू इट, राइट? यू विल मेस इट अप. So wait till 150 minutes are over, then analyze what has happened in the exam. Until then, just look at the question, solve, look at the question, solve. Have some strategy around that, of course, कि 30 मिनट में मैंने कौन सा सेक्शन करना है, 20 मिनट में कौन सा सेक्शन करना है, लेकिन ज़्यादा सोचने का, ज़्यादा एनालाइज करने का टाइम नहीं मिलेगा इस पेपर में. Ideal wise section wise time breakup. So VARC is a single section, right? But there will be questions segregated into VA, verbal ability, and RC. I would say spend 20 minutes in verbal ability. Aram se you can spend, right? Because the questions that are like fill in the blanks, that are grammar based questions, sentence correction, and things like that, right? Out of 50 questions, I would say 30 questions would be on verbal ability, and those can be looked at and answered. There's not a lot of analysis that get into it because the level of difficulty is again easy. Level of difficulty 1 is what the paper is about, MAH-CET. RCs, 4 to 5 RCs will be thrown at you with 4 to 5 questions each, right? What you have to do is pick up an RC, look at the questions, spot those words within the RC, and find out the answer, right? There's no need to read the complete RC, analyze it, understand the tone. No, this is not CAT, right? RC, MHCD is like IFT की RC, which is भाई word देखो question में कौन सा आ रहा है, उसको spot करो RC में, आसपास की एक दो लाइनें पढ़ लो and you'll get the answer. So you have to be smart here, right? No one is going to ask you अरे तेरे को RC समझ में आई थी क्या, या कितनी इंटरेस्टिंग RC थी. कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, आपके पास बहुत टाइम होगा एग्ज़ाम के बाद उस RC को देखने का, ठीक है? तब देखते रहना कितनी इंटरेस्टिंग थी, कितने अच्छे अच्छे फैक्ट्स थे उसके अंदर, बहुत मज़ा आया पढ़ के. लेकिन एग्ज़ाम में इट्स ऑल अबाउट आंसरिंग दैट क्वेश्चन. ओके, क्वालिटेटिव एप्टीट्यूड एंड DI इज अ सिंगल सेक्शन अगेन, ठीक है? तो Q and DI इज अ सिंगल सेक्शन, लेकिन आप देखेंगे उसमें DI के क्वेश्चंस वुड बी अराउंड 4 to 5 sets, right? And rest of the questions, around 30 questions, will be QA. So QA, spend around 25 minutes, right? One second. Solve in 25 minutes, I would say solve around 20-22 questions. The level of difficulty is 1. थोड़े lengthy होते हैं पढ़ने में, I understand, but pick up the easy ones. Again, that comes with a lot of practice. Mocks दो इस time पे is the best time just to understand, just to get in the flow of MHCT कि भाई एग्जाम में बैठना कैसे है और क्या mindset होना चाहिए, कितना टाइम स्पेंड करना चाहिए पर क्वेश्चन, एंड स्ट्रैटेजी बनाकर घुसो, देखो if the strategy is working or not. If not, change your strategy dynamically, right? Move to another one. So next 1 week should be all about building a strategy for your exam. Then DI, also spend 15 minutes, 3 to 4 sets will be given, not more, right? Can be easily solved. एक DI set को देखो, you can crack a DI set in a minute. That is what MHCT का level is, right? टेबल देखकर, पाई चार्ट देखकर आपको पता चल जाएगा हो क्या रहा है. 30 seconds, 40 seconds and you're through. You know what is happening in the set. Now read the question and start answering the questions. Okay, so 10 to 12 questions again, right? So 22 to 23 questions here, 10 to 12 questions here, 35 is a decent attempt for MHCET in QADS section. Then LR is a very, very different game. You are asked 75 questions in LR, but again, you don't have much time to go through all the questions. Okay? 50 minutes are the most time you will spend in any of the sections. And you'll have to justify this presence. I'm just spending 50 minutes because this section is 75 questions long. Right? 50 minutes may, out of 75 questions, you should be able to solve around 45 to 50 questions. Not 45, 50, sorry, 50 minutes. Around 40 questions. Right? Excellent would be if you solve something like 50 questions. Right? MHCD ऐसा exam है जिसमें if you score 150 plus, you are a 99 plus percentiler. ठीक है? So you have that bandwidth to leave 40 questions. That's a good number. ठीक है? So of course, that's called time management. They're not only testing you on your, I would say, academic skills, aptitude skills. You're also testing you being a good manager. You also have to be good with your time management. Of course, it's practically humanly impossible to look at all the 200 questions. तो उस माइंडसेट से मत जाना एग्जाम में कि मैं तो सारे 200 सवालों को देख कर आऊँगा, मतलब फोड़ कर आऊँगा ये एग्जाम. ठीक है, अगर आपने फोड़ना, यू कैन ऑल्सो follow this exam with attempting 150 plus questions, around 150 questions, good enough. So learn how to leave a question. That is also an art. That is also a skill. Then finally, abstract reasoning, one of the easiest sections. ठीक है, 25 क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे इसमें, 20 मिनट दो, 20 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लो, गुड टू गो. 80% accuracy. I mean 80% attempt you're doing in abstract reasoning. If you want, you can do 1-2 questions more, but 20 questions will be a good attempt in abstract reasoning. बहुत easy questions आते हैं, diagrams बनाए होते हैं, figures बनाई होती है, you have to figure out the next figure in the sequence, या एक missing figure होगी, you have to figure out the missing figure, things like that. Pretty easy. This is something we are discussing in our Unacademy Plus course on complete course on MHCD 2020. कुछ हमने previous years AR questions solve करे थे वहाँ पे, and we saw how easy they were. Then remember to mark answers. ठीक है? We understand the excitement of solving the questions more so when we're confident we're doing the right thing. Right? So remember to mark the answers. ऐसा नहीं कि मैं बाद में इकट्ठे mark करूँगा. There is no negative marking here. So I'll suggest that you take calculative guesses and then wild guesses. So as I told you, it will be practically impossible to solve all 200 questions. ठीक है, अगर आपने 140-150 types भी कर लिए, that's a very very good score, and with good accuracy, 90% accuracy अगर आपने solve कर दिया. अब बाद में जो last में, if you think that you can spare like 7 to 8 minutes, right, in the last, what you can do is take guesses, right. लास्ट के 40-50 क्वेश्चन जो आपके छूट गए हैं, उनमें कैलकुलेटिव गेसेस, वाइल्ड गेसेस डालकर आंसर डाल दो. अगर आपके फॉर एग्जांपल 50 क्वेश्चन छूटे, 50 में से अगर आपके वर्स्ट टू वर्स्ट के अगर 10 भी सही हो गए, दैट्स अ वेरी गुड जंप, राइट. आई एम सेइंग 20% एक्यूरेसी के साथ भी अगर आपने गेसेस लिए, दैट्स अ वेरी वेरी गुड जंप इन योर स्कोर, राइट. प्रैक्टिस इज द ओनली स्ट्रैटेजी, श्रेया. At this time, I cannot tell you any of the strategy. You'll get confused. Right, you have to be doing a lot of practice right now. Take mocks. You can't ask me about how to solve. Someone asked me about arithmetic, how to prepare arithmetic in 15 days. बेटा इतना easy होता तो ये पेपर लोग इस पेपर के लिए एक महीने में ही क्रैक कर लेते. But it takes a lot of effort. There's a lot of hard work that goes into preparing for this exam. What I can suggest you right now is, if you are not at all prepared about arithmetic, I would say that's a big risk you are taking, because arithmetic has the highest percentage contribution in this quantitative aptitude exam, in this exam that you're preparing for. Okay, that's a very big risk. It's your fault that you didn't prepare for arithmetic well. Okay, geometry again, probability is a less percentage contributor, but geometry and arithmetic are major contributors. First arithmetic, then number systems, then comes geometry. So you have to be careful there. Right now, what I'll suggest is start solving already 1 questions. Next 5 दिन आप arithmetic और geometry उठाकर solve कर डालो. Whatever reference book that you're doing, that you have. There's no time to read the concepts, to learn the concepts. Questions के साथ ही concepts पढ़ना, याद करना सीखो. This is how you should prepare. ठीक है, you don't have the liberty और the leisure time कि आप आराम से बैठोगे, concept पढ़ोगे अपने leisure time में, फिर देखते हैं चलो questions क्या हैं, applications क्या हैं. नहीं, step by step. That time is gone. Okay, and how to have right selection of strategy? I would say again, practice. If you had practiced enough, you would understand, what is the kind of question. So this is a very subjective question, right? Sometimes people find difficult questions easy. It's up to their preparation, right? And if you have practiced enough, you have taken a lot of tests, आपको पता चल जाएगा कि कौन सा क्वेश्चन ईजी है, कितना एफर्ट लगने वाला है इस क्वेश्चन में, मुझे अटेम्प्ट करना चाहिए नहीं चाहिए. एंड देयर इज नो, आई वुड से, अदर वे टू डू दिस. A few last minute tips. It's not do or die anymore, right? Do or die was a preparation period. You still have like a week or 10 days, I would say, to consider this a do or die period. जो भी आपसे छूट गया है, pick that up. Right, जो भी you think is a weak area, pick that up and revise it, brush it up right now. Usually do or die was your preparation period. That is like 1 year of period that you got to prepare, or more than that, or less than that, right? It's time to just replicate what you've learned now, what you've studied now. Catch up on enough sleep, right? Do not put yourself in a lot of pressure, right? You know you don't perform well under pressure. So what happens is, इस टाइम पे अगर आप प्रेशर लोगे लास्ट के 2 weeks, जो आपको आता भी होगा, you'll start forgetting it. So relax. Whatever the preparation has been, it's been decent enough. Just see what your weak areas are. Just see what your strengths are. I mean, keep practicing on your strength areas and go back and revise your weak areas. Then move to practicing and then start again. Test should be like a parallel activity. You shouldn't be waiting for anything else right now, guys. If you haven't taken a single mock of MHCET right now, I would say, please go back and take the first mock. See where you stand right now. See what you can do to improve. There's never a good time, right? Aptitude exams जो होते हैं, the preparation is never 100%. Please try to inculcate this information, this fact. कभी भी आप 100% prepared नहीं होगे. कुछ लोग सोचते हैं नहीं मैं 2 chapters कर लूँ, 3 chapters कर लूँ, या एक मेरा weak area रह गया वो कर लूँ फिर मैं mock लूँगा. Right? As I said, it's not just about, they're not testing you on your academic ability. They're testing you on your management ability as well. Right? Time management strategy that you're building around the paper, how you're building your personality around the paper, how do you wish to keep calm during the paper and things like that is something that is also tested in the exam. So you have to be like holistically prepared. Adjust your body clock. Wake up every day as if it's the exam day. Exam अगर दोपहर को है तो उस हिसाब से उठो. सुबह exam है तो wake up earlier than usual. Adjust your body clock. It's again very important, right? Sometimes what happens is in the exam, 2.5 घंटे 3 घंटे के जो exams होते हैं, we tend to get tired, right? What I'll suggest is if you are taking mocks, take those mocks in the window of MHCET exam, right? So your body will get used to it in next 2 weeks. कि भाई okay, body knows that 10 से 12:30 बजे तक exam है मेरा, for example. Body will be molded in a way कि 10 से 12:30 बजे you are paying the highest attention, highest focus. Okay. Last one, tip number 4, control your taste buds. Do not fall sick. There's a lot of diseases going on these days. Avoid junk food. Party after the exam now. Okay, you can party and chill and travel as much as you want once the exam is over. Right now, do not take risk of getting into, falling under the weather. You can't afford to do that. Last one, tip number 5, remember it's not the end of the world. Some people take these things very seriously. I would say too seriously is the right word. Right? You prepare, you perform. You don't prepare, you'll not be able to perform. You prepare, but you're not test ready, again, you'll not be able to perform. You did not prepare, but you are test ready, again, you'll not be able to perform. Right? So there are a lot of things that get into this exams. But it's not the end of the world. Always have a backup plan. I hope that you guys have made up a backup plan that if this does not work out, what am I supposed to do in life? Probably go back and start working if you are a fresher. Probably resume working if you already have some work experience, if you already have a job. Right? Or probably sit back and now prepare for CAT 2020 exam and do something on freelance basis, right? HY is asking a question. I'll take this up later once I'm done with my PPT. Last one, tip number 6, reach the venue on time. You don't want to worry about something that trivial that day. And again, it's all about your body clock. If you have adjusted to the body clock, if your body clock is adjusted to the exam day, the time, then all these things will fall in place. Tip number 7, there will be a moment of panic in exam. Everybody faces this moment of panic. Things are not going as planned, right? मैंने तो सोचा था इस time तक मैं इतने questions attempt कर लूँगा, लेकिन मेरे तो इतने ही attempt हुए हैं, I don't think ये हो पाएगा मुझसे, and then you screw up the rest of the exam as well. I would say in that case, take a break of a minute, take a deep breath, drink some water. If it helps, look around and tell yourself that you are sure better than them all. Right? हर सेंटर में से ऐसा नहीं होता कि सारे लोग ही सिलेक्ट हो जाते हैं. हर सेंटर में से 3 या 4 लोग ही सिलेक्ट हो पाते हैं. So tell yourself कि ये जो सारे लोग बैठे हैं आपस में 30 लोग इस रूम में, I'm better than them all. Because anyhow the ratio of selection is going to be just 1:30, 1:40 from that center. and I'm the best one amongst them all. It gave me the confidence when I was taking my exam, right? So all these things, they add up to your personality, to your ability to crack this exam. As I said, it's not always about kitna number systems padha hai, kitna DI ki practice kari hai. Sometimes it's about being in the right mental state as well. काफी लोग अच्छा खासा पढ़ के भी क्रैक नहीं कर पाते. All right, Shia, you're welcome. So please let me. So what I'll do is I'll keep the session open for next 5 minutes. This is what I wanted to discuss briefly with you guys. If you guys have any questions, get back to me. Post your questions here in the comment section box. I'll be open for next 5 minutes. And also the next session is at 12:30, which will be delayed by 3-4 minutes. There I'll be discussing logical reasoning cubes, right, for MHCD 2020. If any one of you thinks that cubes is a weak area, so come back after 5 minutes. There'll be next channel, another channel that you'll be getting a notification about. Join that channel, join that stream link, and we'll be discussing cubes there. Okay, coming to the question. HY is asking a question in terms of question numbering. Some have numbering from 1 to 200, while some are more of each, and it is really confusing. Tell about the question numbering. I don't know what you're talking about. Some have numbering from 1 to 100, while some other mock start each question from 1. Okay. No, numbering is going to be 1 to 100 only. HY. Do not get confused with it. Anything else, guys? Again, I'm running a complete course on MHCD 2020 on Unacademy Plus. Please read about it. See if you want to join Unacademy Plus. Use the coupon code Bhavuk Pujara to get instant 10% discount. Get back to me if you have doubts about Unacademy Plus, right? 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Now we also have 24-month subscription for people who want to take it early. Quant study preparation. Quant study preparation, what does that mean? Logic is my strong area and quant is weaker, so how much time should I allot to both? If you think that logical ability, logical reasoning is a strength, I would say, let's look at the time here. I would say spend another 10 minutes here, right? So that you can pull up the score by another 7-8 questions and reduce the time here by 5 minutes in QA and say another 3-4 minutes in DI, right? And it's a good question, right? Some people have some strengths and some weaknesses, absolutely fine. Just give more time to your strengths and less time to your weaknesses than in the exam hall. Right now, I would suggest that you actually try to get better in QA and DI also, because questions are not very tough, to be honest. So koshish karo that you're improving in these two areas as well, QA and DI. If you think that is just not happening, chuck it. 10 minutes यहाँ पे extra डाल दो और DI और QI में से 5-4 मिनट 5-6 मिनट हटा दो. You can't do it, Ashutosh. That's a very vague question. Preparing for QA in last 15 days. I mean, it will be an insult to those who are preparing for these exams for past 1 year. Right? There is no knack. There's no hack of preparing for quant in last 15 days. All you can do is revise. If you had asked me this question, how to revise for QA in last 15 days, would have been a better question. Preparing is not the right question. Vague question, I'm sorry. If you think that you're not prepared, then God bless you. I would say take a break and prepare for CAT 2020 or next year exams. Basics of DI and maths are covered. Basics of DI and maths are covered. In that case, I'll say that out of 50 questions, you'll be able to solve only 10 to 12 questions. If you haven't reached to a level that you're solving MHCET level questions, ये थोड़ा basic exam है, I understand, but इतना भी नहीं है कि लोग मजाक उड़ाएं इस exam का. ठीक है, so basic से you'll be able to solve tops 15 questions, not more. Right? I would suggest, if you have time, if you have a reference book, I don't know which reference book you're referring, right? Pick that book and solve LOD1 question, that is easy level questions. And on daily basis, solve 100 questions. Can you do that? If yes, that is what my answer is. If no, I would say again, God bless you, prepare for the next exam later this year. solve 100 to 120 questions on daily basis for next 7 to 8 days. Okay, chaliye. With this, we can conclude the session. I have next session of YouTube. And on YouTube, in next 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, I'll join that session. That is going to be on logical reasoning cubes for MAH-CET. Okay, hope to catch you guys there. Join that session if you think your logical reasoning cube section is weak and you would want to understand how to crack cubes questions. We're going to be discussing some basics of cubes and we'll see what we can cover in half an hour, if we can cover any questions and examples as well. Input-output question, I would say 1 से 2 question आएंगे, and anyhow you should be ready to leave 25 questions, right, in LR. 20 to 25 questions you can leave in LR, even if you're targeting a 99.23 plus kind of a percentile. So if you think that's not happening, but again, other areas will have to be picked up then. ऐसा ना हो कि सब कुछ छोड़ते गए और आपका attempts कितने हो गए, 20 से 30 ही रह गए out of 75. You have to target, say, 50 plus kind of an attempt for a 99.5% kind of a percentile. Okay, chaliye, let's connect again in the next 2 minutes. Goodbye and good luck to you all.